Over a permit to build a sand mine on the Iola car show lot happened today. Discussion started this morning, stretched into the afternoon. Last year, the Waupaca County Planning and Zoning Committee denied a 10-year project. The residents argued it would disturb the peace of the neighborhood and drive property values down. After an appeal was filed, the committee then approved the permit back in January. A new decision on whether the sand mine will be allowed is expected by Friday.